with great student participation, a really good crowd. But in particular, it is great to see the students at least look like they're enjoying it. And I don't know if they realize it or not, but giving us a lot of extra energy. And then, of course, I know the three-point shots and the record set is fantastic, and it was fantastic to be part of. But I got to tell you, I don't know if I've ever in 41 years experienced back-to-back Saturdays where we played a pretty good CSU team with 2 turnovers in 40 minutes and played a veteran Utah State team with 7 turnovers. You can get a lot of assists when balls are going in, but you still have to make good decisions. And I think that's a sign of a level of improvement or a level of intellect growing by all our guys, because in our offense, everybody touches it.
Larry, what does this say about your team to come off Tuesday's disappointment and come back and play the way they did?
You know, it's sort of been problematic for so many teams in the country. I've got a lot of friends at a lot of different places, and the level of consistency, ours probably have been more consistent than most of the teams in the country. 4 or 5 minutes to go in almost every game, we've had a chance to win, and we haven't, but we've had a chance to win. So Saturday was probably one of the most wonderful Saturday afternoons for our fans, because I think they take great pride in the Colorado State rivalry. We cannot do so because we have 33 to 35 games. We have to be prepared for the next one or the one before. The disappointment in Air Force, which Boise found out about today, is the fact that we couldn't put 2 halves together. We played a brilliant first half, and we just couldn't buy a bucket in the second half. And then to come back again this Saturday afternoon against a veteran team and play pretty good ball, I just think it says a lot to the values. I talked to the team before the game, non-basketball. It was all the shirts you're wearing. You got to understand the guy that you're wearing that for. Nobody probably represented a due to more people in this state than Kenny Sailors, who was always aggressive in anything he pursued, who certainly had a level of discipline if you listen to his son's eulogy. And last but not least, I never met anybody in my small 5-year window that I met him that didn't talk about him being just a gentleman. So that's extra special for this particular team. And not that they probably wanted to make those shirts, but now that they have those shirts, hopefully they do something with them.
Gotcha. Coming into the second half, obviously outscored them in the first 7 points there, but what was different in being able to hold this, retain this, the 11-point lead in the first half?
You know, I thought everybody did a really good job on the defensive glass. Balls were bouncing around, and they had missed some of those first shots. And you know what? It was a guard one time, and then it was Lieberman one time, and then it was Herndon deflecting a ball and somebody else. But I thought everybody got into the act with defensive rebounding, and that's been a weakness at some point during the season, and hopefully it'll start becoming a strength.
All year you've said you're not a team that's built to blow out opponents. Is 23-pointers, is that the exception?
It wasn't what I talked to Legursky about a lot, because he always gets those 40s, and I always tell him, I wonder how that feels. But you know what? 19-20 felt pretty good, I got to tell you.
Larry, you've been around a lot of great players. Jason's got, I think, 15 threes now his last 3 games. I mean, have you seen a kid that's just as hot as he is? I mean, and just stroking?
Yeah, I compliment our guys, too. Our guys find them. You know, sometimes a guy can be standing there waving his hands in these games I watch on TV, and people just don't look for him. I find it, again, maybe a level of intellect or maybe a level of growing and maturing, because our guys are looking not just for certain people, but they're looking for certain spots where they know that are important. I thought we found Gorski for 2 or 3 really wide open looks too. And let's face it, Josh Adams probably could have attempted 5 or 6 more drives today. He was driving hard to the rim and stopped and found open shooters, which was also a bonus for us.
Was there any kind of message to keep shooting? Was there any kind of the way it was going?
Most of my messages are on the other end of the floor. But I enjoyed watching, not just watching them go in, I enjoyed watching them find people and slide to open spots. I mean, we didn't take a lot of crowded threes. We took a lot of open threes, which is to their credit.
Have you been a part of a quite like that many times?
We bombed them up pretty good when we had the back-to-backs because Lee Humphrey and Torian Green could bomb them up pretty good. If you wanted to double Noah and Horford, look out. So, we got used to bombing them up pretty good. But this particular team, who had 5 infants inside, so we really haven't had something or someone to throw it in there time and time again on the box. We're a driving three-point shooting team, and fortunately tonight we knocked in a slew of them.
How crucial was it to get a win here with the bye week, just to have a little momentum into that?
I feel like a football coach. Those guys always have to wait 7 days, and they have to, eat it for 7 days, which is really hard to dissolve the loss, or they get a chance to prepare, which we will, but prepare with a win under your belt. We'll do some recruiting. We'll get on the road and do some recruiting Tuesday and Wednesday with some underclassmen, but this gives our team a chance to rehab a little bit, get a little healthier, maybe put a little meat on their bones.
What's the balance between practicing and giving kids time off?
We'll go Sunday, we'll be off and do rehab work only. Monday, we'll have a full practice and a lift. Tuesday, we'll be off again. And Wednesday, we will just lift and shoot. And then we'll re-prepare for our pretty good Boise team on Thursday.
Is this bye? I mean, you would have probably loved it a couple weeks ago or something. It was just some rest, but I mean, how needed is it at this point?
Sometimes it's a blessing. Sometimes it can be a kiss of death because you're in rhythm. Remember, players really like playing games. They sort of poo-poo on the practice. And it's coaches who want to work on the preparation. So a lot of times your rhythm can be broke. I think in this case, these guys justifiably need a few days away from me, if anything.